if everything were to align, if the stars were to align, Aurelion Sol would be one he would consider for that support role, even in its current iteration.
Yeah, he's trolling you.
No, I want to believe it, man.
Yeah,
We get a whole draft focused onto the bot lane.
As the single best scaling champion in the entire game right now, I think relegating Aurelion Sol to support is a crime that we will not see on this stage. They also decided, you know what? He's been talking about it too much. We'll ban it ourselves. Getting right into it, though, your hopes of the Busio Yasuo are alive because picking up Gragas is a great component if 100 Thieves want to give him that power to actually pick up and really change up their game plan. Golden Guardian, so there's that Zeri we were talking about. They steal it away from DoubleLift instead of having to invest bans into it.
That Gragas lock-in, Yasuo would be so juicy if I could ever get it, but it's just not gonna happen. You know, it's not a fanboy day for me, it's all right. 100 Thieves gonna lock in the Lovers duo. Let's look at the Xayah and the Rakan for the bottom lane.
All right, so Golden Guardians then. Want to lock in something here for River or for Licorice? What's it gonna be? River has a pretty wide champion pool, honestly, even though people in his first couple of splits in the LCS really focused on the Jarvan. He's been able to perform in the early game, especially on a wide variety nowadays, and has earned that confidence. Meanwhile, the Renekton locked in. They were talking about our dive episode earlier where we just had Licorice as well as Stixxay on, and he was talking about Renekton being one of his favorite champions, also being one that has been high tier in the meta for a very long time. Insta-locks it. He's so comfortable on this champion, his most comfortable champion. And you love to see that in a very critical game.
And it works so well because River's already drafted the Sejuani. So, you know, melee champions alongside the Sejuani, if you start ganking up there, you get a lot of lockdown. Ruthless Predator provides a stun, the Permafrost will provide a stun, if that is the point of attack for Golden Guardians. Second part of the draft coming in now, Sion, Vi, and Lulu all banned away.
All right. Look at maybe a melee mid laner ban. There's the Silas from Gori banned away. Like you say, whenever you have Sejuani looking for more melees to be able to stack up. What's it going to be here? Wide open.
See a little bit of suspense right now as that clock ticks down.
The shout out?
The shout out towards the other side. Bjergsen, you know, very comfortable on that Zillion. Not going to be the lock-in for Golden Guardians. Just giving them a wave as they'll take the Soraka.
All right, Huhi special. Soraka comes back out for the Golden Guardians. They've got a beefy front line. They've got Zeri to be able to carry later on to chase them down. And Busio promised us a really spicy pick, so they're going to rotate the Rakan to somebody else, and then he's going to pick Ivern. So
yeah, exactly. That's what's going to go on, you know.
Mid-Rakan.
Hey, Rakan's got crowd control. Put him in the jungle. Put him in the jungle. Get rid of him out of support role. I want something spicy. It's probably not going to happen. Bjergsen, this time, going to go on to the Azir. So looking at a lot of this setup that's coming in, that's layers and layers of protection coming out from the Thieves that can be used either way. If they want to find an engage on top of that, they can play towards that.
All right, and we finally figure out, is this Gragas going to be played into the Renekton on top side? It looks like it will be. And Closer gets his Lee Sin. Now, a lot of people have been looking forward to the moment where Closer finally starts to pick his champion. You know, they feel like he's been locked in the tank prison of the meta for the last few patches. But they actually locked it in last weekend, and did not really get a lot accomplished with it. I'm still one that has a lot of faith in Closer, and especially Closer, Lee Sin, his Viego. So hopefully this game he can set up some plays with Busio and with Tenacity. Gragas and Rakan are both very good playmakers to assist Lee Sin in some of these early moves. So let's see if 100 Thieves can start their run towards playoffs now. The playoffs hopes are alive for this team. They've been beaten down. There's a ton of pressure. They've made coaching changes mid-splits, completely getting rid of...
All right, on to the Rift now for 100 Thieves versus Golden Guardians. It'll be a 5-way spread coming out for the Guardians. Still about on that precipice of being pretty secure for playoffs altogether. 100 Thieves far off.
Yeah, Golden Guardians do feel pretty secure. They've got quite a few games left, and sitting at 8, if they get 9, then They'll be very, very, very comfortable. Right now, a little bit of a possibility of a delayed invade counter.
Don't say delay. Please don't say delay. That word does not work with me right now, Kobe.
All right, no synonyms for pause or delay will be used from here on out. Sweeping through to see if they can get control of the bottom side brush.
And nothing too fancy on that start off for this.
But the walk back towards mid gets a little bit of an early chunk here. Interesting double sweeper start too. Sejuani also here has sweeper for river. Curious where he's gonna go. Level 3 Sejuani. Definitely one of the big playmakers here. Renekton topside would be obvious. He's got Red Raptors, Krugs as a possible clear to go over there with his sweeper. Or look towards that bottom side.
Be curious to see where he goes. I would like that gank over towards the red side. You know, we were talking about it in the champion select of how much you can layer in that CC and how well Sejuani works with those melee champions. Might not be the case with the red buff start unless he goes for the level 2 gank right away. But this is the thing, you still have to be very careful because you don't know where Closer's going to be. You don't know what he's going to bring onto the map. Lee Sin is a very active champion. And of course, that congratulations, that shout out to DoubleLift. 500th LCS game, 6th most of all time.
One of the GOATs. 100 Thieves picking up both GOATs in the offseason.
Yeah.
And Bjergsen.
Zoo.
See what they can get done. Looks like it's just going to be normal full clears for both junglers. Starting top side, heading down towards bottom side. Oh, river though. Bjergsen does have a ward on this bottom side river. So if he looks to slide in through this front, it is false sense of security for Bjergsen with that ward in the pixel brush.
Yeah, and he's very overextended right now.
Arctic Assault, long cooldown early on. He's waiting it a few more seconds probably. It's an 18-second cooldown level 1, so he got to be patient.
You got to be snappy with this. It is going to burn out the flash of Bjergsen, but not going to find much else. Still summoner burnt, so successful gank coming out from river in the mid.
Yeah, jungle trading flash for mid lane flash here. When you're in a kill pressure matchup versus the Yone, still is profitable even if you're not able to get it there. So the patience pays off for river in the exchange, but it does mean you spent that extra 18 seconds of a level 1 Arctic Assault in the brush. That gives Closer full clear time. So Lee Sin, pretty healthy lead over river right now, and he wants to come even those gank times.
Yeah, the visit from river earlier. Now Closer going to show up in the mid lane, going after Gori, able to land the Sonic Wave, resonating strike in first blood for 100 Thieves Closer.
Beautiful stuff from Closer. The problem after that gank from Golden Guardians, their wave was slowly pushing towards Bjergsen, and Gori, as soon as he uses the E, gets immediately jumped on by Closer bottom side.
Stixxay pushing forward onto Busio. Flash going to be burnt out of Busio, and Stixxay and Huhi, they've been incredibly aggressive over in this bottom lane as they start to push out DoubleLift and Busio.
Yeah, that's Soraka harass. Very powerful early on. Huhi just using his heal, and Closer's on a rampage.
Man. He's all over the place. Licorice gonna take a bite out of that one, waiting for the Sonic Wave. You want that execution damage, and he is gonna find it. Closer gets 2.
His auto already triggered there as Licorice flashes away, so Licorice still dies, flashing under turret. Closer's back, baby! This is why I still have faith in Closer's Lee Sin. He is back. This is why he won Finals MVP on this champion. Ganks towards mid after the full clear. He waits for the Unbound Soul. Boom, you see it. Immediately goes in. Ward hops to make sure he can get the slow. Immediately flashes point blank. You are not dodging that Q. And then very same thing here versus Licorice. He's going to go in first, get the slow down after the slice and dice. Then he's got the Q already attached. Gives it the extra range there, and auto enough to finish it. You can see the idea from Licorice.
Yeah.
He was hoping to flash just after the Q damage and hope that he's not low enough that it actually goes down there, but ends up losing his summoner as well. So now, I would say repeat towards that Renekton. He's got no flash, and you have a Gragas setup with flash. That is guaranteed engage whenever you want it. So if they can figure out their way around some wards, they could easily be able to get that one, continue to snowball. Bottom side camps are up though, and Dragon needs some at least vision.
This is Lee Sin going rather early. I want to put it out there that Closer has had a rough season, and there has been some criticism going his way. DoubleLift has been more on the vocal side to say that, like, these are team decisions we're making. You know, Closer's doing these on our whim, on our will, and we're failing as a team. Sometimes it does make Closer look bad, but still showing that, you know, he has those chops. 2-0 so far to start this game, 6 minutes.
Yep, and you know he's got confidence on this champion, especially when you get early kills as Lee Sin, getting a really, really early Iron Spike whip. Instantly clears these AoE camps, and he's back into gank mode.
Watching this bottom lane, Stixxay is by himself, but Huhi will soon follow River in the river, not realizing that Closer's not too far off from right here.
He soaks up level 6. If Sejuani goes for this could be very bad for them.
Still clearing out the Scuttle Crab, and River will show off of that. Did get spotted out in engagement earlier, spotted out on the control ward as he moves through. We'll give information to River on where this pathing is coming out from Closer.
Uses the blast cone to juke some Scuttle Crab, only to find that there is a control ward inside, so no sneaky Dragon. Picked up 400 Thieves. Bottom side has had some good pressure though.
Explosive cast going out onto Licorice. Licorice returning that damage. Nice thing about the Renekton is
mid lane?
Decent sustain, but here we go. Fi coming out in the mid. Huhi's there to put down the silence, which means Closer can go nowhere but the respawn.
Yeah, Gori gets some revenge there. Unfortunate that the killing blow actually goes to Huhi himself. So is rewarded for the support roam up there.
Bananas get deadly, man.
But also taking the gold.
Interesting trade coming out here. Interesting matchup on top of that. Stixxay versus DoubleLift, a little bit of history in that regard. Here comes the Emperor's Divide from Bjergsen. Soul Unbound returns Gori right back to safety.
Yeah, and he's going to have to go right back to base after that one. Significant chunk. Yeah, the Stixxay versus DoubleLift, one of the oldest origins of replacement in the LCS when DoubleLift first left CLG and Stixxay came in, immediately winning a championship. But here's a look at it. River hit him with the ultimate over the wall. No chance to move at all. Fully CC'd into the Soraka silence from 100% to 0. It's a dangerous job clearing those control wards around mid.
Very much. Especially when you got the wee Soraka running around the place. People don't realize just how strong that silence really is. You put it down at the right time. DoubleLift's not using his ultimate. Bjergsen's not using his ultimate. Huhi can time that well. It does a lot of work for the Guardians.
Yeah, as long as you have your primary engaged somewhere else and you can just use that as a follow-up, it can be extremely effective. Gori here with a lot of attention. That mid lane has had so much attention early on in this game from both teams. And Bjergsen is winning out in the CS from all those exchanges, though all of the kind of casualties have been on the other side. River just goes instantly to start up this Dragon, and he should be able to get it, seeing as how Closer is on Gromp and bottom lane is full as just recalled. So nice timing window here, taken advantage of by the Golden Guardians. River will slip right in, and his ult will be up after the Dragon too, so they can look for another play.
It's pretty nice right now. They got priority over in that bottom lane, which means they can shift out their bottom lane to secure this Dragon. They'll grab the first Drake of the game. Goes over to the Golden Guardians. Busio going to show up a little bit too late off of that recall and that reset. See what Closer has in mind as he's eyeballing the mid lane.
Yeah, and Huhi just topping off the jungler, topping off Gori as he comes over to get a heal over the wall too. Really trying to spread that love from the bottom lane as some further attention focused on him, and still being able to scrap together most of the CS. Pretty nice start, honestly. 1,000 gold lead there, 400 Thieves. River trying to defend some of the vision in his jungle. And the sweet bird, there we go.
Pressure coming out, resets for River. Will be returning to the spawn, see what he's going to be able to purchase. Won't be able to finish up his first item just yet. Checking out Closer, who's been accelerated in this game thus far. Got those 2 early kills, has yet to find next kill onto the map, but still giving the Thieves a pretty strong gold lead for the early stages.
Yeah, we'll see where he drops this Rift Herald as well. I would prefer to give it in mid lane to Bjergsen, but some teams opt to give it to their bottom lanes, with the state of bottom lane right now being incredibly powerful for the AD carry to truly funnel. If you can get that Xayah to the quick blades ASAP, Any extra money funding that build is going to be very powerful, but Bjergsen's definitely done well with all of the pressure around mid lane thus far, and would like to see another revisit. Pressure Gori, then drop Rift Herald, chunk down mid, because if you can then get Rift Herald number 2, that fully takes out the defenses of that mid turret, and you can set yourself up for a much easier mid game.
And the Thieves so far have been generating a gold lead, even without this game going as fast as it is. But here we go. Huhi caught out. Emperor's Divide. Huhi, you roamed out at the wrong time, and Closer's going to cash in.
Landing the Sonic Wave. Beautiful double kill by Closer.
Well, there's your mid pressure. That is an easy move now for 100 Thieves. Push out this wave, drop that Rift Herald, annihilate the mid turret. Closer's able to chase down Huhi. Bjergsen slides in for an easy Azir ultimate. They don't drop the Rift Herald. With only Sejuani being there, they want to keep up the tempo and make the play towards bottom instead. Yeah. So they'd rather get first turret bonus here for DoubleLift and really funnel this Xayah.
We're putting pressure down here. River has shown up. 3 versus 3. DoubleLift is a little bit too low. We'll use the Feather Storm. Huhi's got to be careful in that position. Blade Color can come right out, but already first turret going to go down. Closer, thanks to the Rift Herald, might give his life for it, though. And that's exactly the case, because Stixxay is running them down with that pea shooter. Bop, 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 and drop in. The Thieves. Golden Guardians get a double in the bot.
The tragedy of wanting to funnel AD carry instead of dropping Rift Herald towards mid. They wanted to get the first turret bonus, but if you're not around the turret when the Rift Herald kills it, you don't get the local gold there. Rift Herald turret plates all also went to Closer, so they didn't even get to share them onto DoubleLift with him being chased back and then also dying. That was such a pivotal moment for 100 Thieves where they made this beautiful 2-person pick, getting Gori down, getting Huhi down towards mid lane, and they just greeted for too much, trying to stretch it into the bottom lane, opening up a pretty big counterplay there from the Golden Guardians. 100 Thieves, though, they're still going to have a very substantial lead off it. It just could have been better. Closer, though, my goodness. This has been an absolute clinic on his Lee Sin. Then they come down. They want to get the first turret bonus here for DoubleLift. And look at this. Stixxay says, you want this? He clears out the minions. It's a turret shot, plus chasing DoubleLift down to 100 HP. And with River stunning up Closer, they just turn their sights right towards him as well. Nice little flash from him to follow. And it's shut down for Stixxay. That is very scary. Plus the follow-up kill here. This is one thing you really don't want to see as the 100 Thieves team, is that Zeri getting so much money.
Yep. I mean, for all it's worth, Closer still has a lot of income, and it's not at a time where Lee Sin has fallen off yet. He can still have a lot of impact onto this map, and that's exactly what Closer's looking for, as he tries to set up on a Gori, but Gori gonna read that Sonic Wave.
And since they didn't, it was just in some recall timers for Huhi and River. That's why they didn't want to overchase there. A couple more seconds before Huhi and River just showed on mid, they were still walking back in the fog of war from base. And so they did not want to overchase. And now it's going to go the other way here with a 3-person invade.
Closer catches it with a Sonic Wave, lands it onto Huhi, so now has some vision of the Guardians, even for just a brief second, knows that's not the Lee Syndrome you want to take. But the Guardians now starting up this Rift Herald. Thieves in the mid lane do have priority as they start to collapse in.
Here comes the teleport. It's really deep towards red buff, though.
Licorice right behind the pit. Ultimate gonna go wide for River, but the fight still come now. Gori looking to land the big ultimate right here, but goes wide, so the Thieves can clean up the Guardians. Or is it gonna be enough? There it is, the knock up from the body slam of Tenacity, bouncing off the belly and sending the Golden Guardians right home.
The Golden Guardians may have gotten Dragon number 2, but 100 Thieves take 4 of them for it. This is going to be extremely worth for 100 Thieves. Bjergsen can push in on mid lane. I don't even know. That thing's gonna melt, and look at top lane. Tenacity teleports right back out too, so 100 Thieves will get to shove all 3 lanes after winning the team fight here towards Dragon. On reset, Closer can go over, pick up that Rift Herald, and snowball this gold lead. 2 dragons for Golden Guardians, but massive gold lead for 100 Thieves. And look at this, Licorice is still so far away from the fight, so 100 Thieves, good engage here from Busio. They waste no time. Closer gets the double kick. Kicks Stixxay right through the Sejuani. He dies after flashing as well. Massive Lee Sin game from Closer this time around. On top of it, with that ultimate missing there from Gori and the late flank around from Licorice, Golden Guardians timing just a couple seconds off there. That being comboed with 100 Thieves, no hesitation from either Busio or Closer. Looks like a giant snowball here. The only thing now 100 Thieves really have to pay attention to is Dragon number 3. The good thing, you're really rich to be able to fight that Dragon number 3, so they should have that defense in the bag.
Yeah, they're rolling in dough right now. That was one of the things I brought up. Closer, Lee Sin, doesn't fall off, takes a little bit of time, and you see exactly what it can do when it gets going around these early stages, around these mid stages. I do appreciate Tenacity, who bought a lot of space for the carries of 100 Thieves to win out in that last fight, but now it's a 5.4 gold lead coming out for 100 Thieves. 16 minutes into this game is so accelerated, Kobe.
Surely is, and all in part due to Closer here. Let's see, reset, all towers defensible here for 100 Thieves. A big movement from Golden Guardians towards top though. I don't know how much time Tenacity can buy. He clears out the minion wave. He does have flash and ult available, but they have no idea.
Oh, spots it out now with the sweeper, but already caught out by the ultimate of River. 4-man dive finds a shutdown for the Guardians.
Yeah, that's a pretty juicy shutdown here for Golden Guardians, considering how far they were behind. The best in a bad scenario that they could actually get. Gori, though.
Oh, Gori, beautiful with that buffer. Will be able to escape the grasp of Busio. 100 Thieves still putting pressure, though, as they rotate between mid and bottom. Shelly crashing into that bot lane tier 2.
Yeah, let's see. Finish it off here with the power of Bjergsen on Azir. And that was going to be enough. They're going to just trade that for the topside tower here for Stixxay. Golden Guardians, again, they're working with such a deficit that they have to take these types of plays. And it feels pretty good for Stixxay to be able to get solo tower gold up there on the top side in exchange. Even though secondary towers are worth 800 gold on the side and outer towers are only worth 500 gold, you're the losing team. You know, you have to take those trades.
Yeah.
And especially for you to be able to funnel that money into the Zeri is definitely the steps here that Golden Guardians need to take to be able to come back in this game.
Yeah, I am curious to see what the gold of Stixxay is at the moment, because Stixxay did get those kills, those 2 earlier in the bot lane. One of them was a shutdown, did get funneled a lot of gold from that tower going down earlier. So it seems like Golden Guardians are playing pretty heavily towards Stixxay to be that late win condition to come online and start to pop off, and definitely going to need it right there, but allocating the resources in the right spot.
All right, objective bounties are on as well to the 5.4 thousand gold lead that 100 Thieves have. So Golden Guardians, honestly, I would probably trade the pressure that 100 Thieves are going to send towards that dragon, because 100 Thieves do not want to let you continue stacking them, and try and make a hard push towards topside and get an objective bounty. Even, a secondary turret objective bounty would be worth a ton. But looks like they feel a little bit too scared to overextend for that, and 100 Thieves are doing a good job of covering. This is a good duo here from Busio and Closer. What they're doing right now is trying to deny that weak side play. Them both covering over here for the swap from Golden Guardians to make sure, hey, we're not going to let you set up your vision to be able to pull off any extra trade like that. You don't want to let this comeback team get any sort of objective bounty shutdown.
I will say, what a bump from the Thieves, though, to have this 5K lead against the Guardians. A team that got, their first 4 losses on the first 4 games, then only picked up 1 loss after that, after all 8 of their wins. It's showing that things are coming together for this roster as they do get control of the river. It's still a very, very long shot, Kobe, that they do make it into playoffs, but I do like these signs of life that we're getting.
Yeah, for sure. Hope is alive. They're making the changes that they feel are necessary. And honestly, biggest change to me is Closer for this game. So can they keep it up? 20 minutes here, Baron's on the map. Golden Guardians know that they have to keep some vision around it at the very least, because Bjergsen is Azir with 2 items, and that will melt a Baron. So you have to be very, very, very nice ultimate. Good reaction from DoubleLift.
Featherstorm, perfect time, is able to get the root onto River. A lot of damage onto River as DoubleLift continues chasing and peppering onto the boar.
That'll teach you. Try and ult for ult trade me.
You know who I am?
70% of his HP. Nice to see the reaction speed to be able to ult the Sejuani ult, and there's the control ward going down. So with that play, Golden Guardians not only lose out on a big chunk of HP, but they lose out on the critical thing they had just set up, the vision on Baron.
That Baron already started up. Golden Guardians are aware of it. Closer just hops right over the wall to challenge the Guardians as they try and meet him over there. But they have control of this side of the jungle, looking to push it a little bit further into Golden Guardians territory. Guardians spread a little bit thin right now. Closer's leading the charge. Can be such a threat. You got to watch out for that Dragon's Rage, especially if your name's Stixxay, because Closer will be looking for you.
Certainly will, and he has found him. He found him at that last dragon fight. This was the reason 100 Thieves are able to crush the dragon fight so hard. The Closer kick onto Stixxay Zeri. Fully set up on vision again. Control wards in place. Tenacity screening here. All he has to do is keep River out. 6,000 HP.
Gori's right there. Soul Unbound has to back off.
Nice ult.
Ooh, Fate's still available, but River can't get over the wall. Busio will deny it. And like that, 100 Thieves make out with a high skill grab the Baron.
Beautiful stuff here. 100 Thieves, they make the call. Tenacity, keep River out at all costs. You are the bodyguard. You are the bouncer. He's able to ult him back, and then Busio makes the around the world Rakan ultimate, goes full circle through the through the red side jungle here, keeping River pinned as well as trapping up the rest of the Golden Guardians members and allowing 100 Thieves to easily take that without any casualties, but Huhi's already dead.
Ooh, Huhi, there's not enough fruits to mend the wounds that Bjergsen will put into you. Another kill picked up by 100 Thieves at a time where they're going for Baron empowered pushes. Seems no mercy. Thieves continue forward.
Golden Guardians trying to get something back mid, but DoubleLift is here and Busio's flanking. Meanwhile, another fight on bottom.
Yeah, teleport coming out from Gori, wants to help out with the situation that Licorice is in. Stixxay with the pinch. Don't want to pinch onto Tenacity. You got to be careful right there. That explosive cast could send you in the wrong direction. Stixxay going to pay his respects as he passes by Tenacity.
Yeah, plus during this whole time, there's an extra member on the map. Bjergsen pushing towards top side with that Baron is going to immediately melt this turret. 100 Thieves will be able to collect the last of the secondary turrets for themselves.
Look at the gold just ballooning right now. AK at 23 minutes. This is very calculated play coming from the Thieves. You can tell they set up a game plan and they're playing to it, but here comes the plan from the Guardians. A teleport on the flank. Ruthless Predator goes out, but it doesn't get on to DoubleLift. Licorice runs low. Gori runs in, but that's the wrong direction, friend. Closer will take him down.
Oh man, Golden Guardians are so out of sorts. They've been demolished here. That was not timing the Licorice flank with, oh, Bjergsen!
Oh, Bjergsen! With the Emperor's Divide to divide the hopes
Of the Guardians, another double kill picked up by Closer, and they're looking to just end this out, Kobe.
Yeah, 100 Thieves are all business, and they are done with this game.
Woo! What a display from the Thieves. They got a new coach in, Nuke Duck doing some work, and it is paying dividends. 10K lead, 24-minute game. 100 Thieves will take it.
Holy! This is a completely different looking 100 Thieves. Demolishing Golden Guardians, and let me remind you, Closer picked Lee Sin last weekend, and it was 0-4. So they changed the magic sauce. Well, we could chalk that one up to great coaching. Hey, just smurf on them this game. Go ahead, gank mid, gank top. Take everything. 100 Thieves know they have to put in a ton of work to be able to make playoffs. Only top 6 teams now make playoffs in the LCS, and they're not wasting any time. They're getting right down to business. They dispatch the